Brand new It's in the Game podcast here on the Ball is Life podcast network. I'm joined by, as always, a great friend of mine, Denny Blanco. I am Denny Blanco on both Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Randy J. Cruz, Rendy, the letter J, Cruz. You can find the podcast on Soundcloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the video version on the Cruise Control Podcast Network on YouTube. Denny Blanco, my man, how you doing?
You know how I'm doing, baby. It's your mama's favorite, Denny Blanco, here. It's a Monday. We're getting ready for some games this week. It was a lot of sports this weekend, for sure. It's a lot of sports. I don't even know if I could have keep up there, but basketball is almost around. We almost got the final two. We're almost there.
Listen, man, I don't know how you're in a good mood because last week you was like, yo, Lakers could be in trouble. I see a 7-game series. They can't guard Jokic, and we're standing here today with a 2-0 lead for the Lakers. I was going to gloat and everything, but it's only 2-0. You never know what could happen. But right now, your prediction is not looking good, right now, bro.
You want to talk about predictions? I mean, everyone thought Denver was done when the Clips were up 3-1, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone thought they were done when Utah was up 3-1, right?
Right.
So now we're up 2-1, and all of a sudden everybody got the pom-poms out. Yay! Yay! When we all know, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, last night's game, I put on Plumlee. You just said, yes, you're absolutely right. They have no answer for that big Serbian, the Joker. They have no answer for him. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do, just like AD did exactly what he was supposed to do. He had an open jump shot from 3. God help me. The next day, I know that they were watching the tape, and they watched back that final play. Mason Plumlee, what the F were you doing?
I don't know.
What were you? You wanted a screen? You wanted a switch off a screen that didn't come. Like that's why I was yelling at my screen. I'm like, yo, they're so accustomed to switching. Someone said it earlier, like, oh, that's what they've been doing the whole game. The whole game, yes. You don't switch on that play. You don't do it.
Right. And he went underneath the screen, right?
He went underneath the screen and tried to push Grant out to AD, who gave him so much room to chase him. Like I kept replaying back. I said, well, maybe he didn't have enough room to slip through the screen.
Right.
But there was so much room that Plumlee could have easily followed AD and at best been there. Like you have to understand, there was a bounce pass that came from Rondo, a bounce pass from the baseline. Joker had to run from the baseline to AD on the wing. That's how open this guy was because Grant didn't even see what the hell was going on. His job was to front LeBron. LeBron didn't move. LeBron stood there and watched. No one moved except AD. And literally, Plumlee just stood there, lost his man, game over. So this series should be 1-1. All right, guys? All right, so
I do agree. I agree it should be 1-1 because I thought the way the Lakers played the last 5 minutes, I wrote on Twitter, they're playing like shit. And Denver just kept coming back. Denver missed a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter. They should have won that game.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think they hit only 1-3 the whole fourth quarter.
I believe so.
What they said, they only hit 1-3 the whole fourth quarter. And they lost by 1?
Either one or 2. I think Denver was up. No, Denver was up 1. I think LA hit the 3. Davis
lost by 2.
So me at home, I'm getting ready to put out a tweet like, "Yo, Denver, whatever," and then like I'm waiting. I have it in the queue, waiting because I'm like, you never know. And then Ann Davis gets the ball, shot goes up, it goes in. I'm like. Delete the whole tweet.
Did you see what happened the play before?
The play before,
the shot.
Yeah, the shot. Then Danny Green had the rebound. He took a shot. He got blocked. It went out of bounds off Denver.
the play before that, offensively for Denver, where who takes the three? I believe is it Murray? Somebody takes a three. It's coming up short, and Joker just sees what's going on.
The putback.
He's the only one that sees what's going on. He's like, oh, this is going to come short. Has LeBron on his hip, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to catch it and tip it right in. I'm just yelling at the screen. I'm like, he deserves this game. He deserves this game. Play before comes down, shoots a three. Recto. I'm like, this guy is phenomenal. And like I said, I need more from Murray. I need more from Porter Jr.
Somebody.
This guy, Dozier. Dozier gave him a spark.
Dozier, yeah.
Defensively, very good. Offensively, I don't know if I'm going to stick with him versus Michael Porter Jr. That argument can be made. But Denver lost that game. LA, you could say LA won the game because 83, but I mean, when you have a defensive breakdown, it's like, damn, did Denver actually lose that game? Or did LA actually win that game? Or is it both?
I think it's both. Denver had that game up one. They had it in that final possession where they got the block on Danny Green in the corner, and like if you get possession of that ball, the game is pretty much over. At least you get fouled, you make a free throw too. Then LA got to make a three, and so it's tied up overtime. But you put Ann Davis in that spot, and again, there's no guarantee he'll make that shot. But he took it, it went right in, and going from 1-1 to 2-0 changed the whole momentum of the series. Denver is not out of it. They've been down worse than this, but LA isn't the Clippers. LA is not the Utah Jazz. They got the two best players, two of the top 5 players in the NBA on one team. It's going to be hard to beat. For your prediction to stand, for LA to lose 4 or 3 out of the next 4 or 5, I don't know. I had LA in 6. I think that's what it might be, but Denver has to. I don't know, man.
What I want to see is I want to see Denver clicking on all cylinders, and then get it. That's going to be my baseline. Because right now, obviously, Murray's playing okay. I don't think he's playing to his potential. I think Joker's giving you exactly what he needs, what you need from him. But we need more. Millsap, where are you? Millsap. Hello, Millsap. Paging Dr. Millsap. Where are you? We need you to come up to the surgery. We need you to operate, because if you don't, we will lose. We have Dr. Millsap and we have Dr. Porter Jr. We need more from him. We need more points from them and more activity if Denver is going to even have a chance. Just give me a little bit. That's all I want. Just a little bit.
Where's Gary Harris at? He hurt?
Gary, the bubble has not been kind to Gary. Very consistent since he's been in the bubble. Correct me if I'm wrong, he came off an injury.
Yeah.
An injury, it's coming off an injury. Maybe it's becoming a little bit too much for him. So, hey, Gary, it's all right. We'll give you minutes to Dozier, and we'll give you minutes to Michael Porter to go to work, because from what I saw LeBron James disappear in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it looks good when you're up 15-17, but check the stats in the fourth quarter. LeBron James was MIA. Couple of turnovers, dribbling off his foot, bad passes. So a lead means nothing. This 2-0 lead means nothing. We still have plenty of game to play, plenty of series to play.
Right. So because you have changed course before. I've seen it live. Are you still going with Denver in 7?
Denver in 7 still, like I said, I haven't seen them move on all cylinders. Right now, we just have Jokic doing what he's supposed to do and everybody else trying to find their footing. I'm not going to say Murray is locked down by the Lakers defenders, but it's not looking consistent like he was with Utah, like he was with the Clippers. With those series, it looked like he could just go wherever he wanted, do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. But this series, it's clear that they're not letting him do that. and they're focusing on both Murray and Jokic. Jokic. They need a third scorer. Period.
So how big of a shot that was for Ann Davis? Again, we all know if it's go time, you got to go to LeBron. But sometimes LeBron defers to to make the right play, the right shot. Rondo gave it to Ann Davis. I think it was designed for LeBron. He wasn't open. Ann Davis took it, made it. But how big of a shot was that for his career going forward, knowing that you're 2 games away from the finals? And now it's like, all right, LeBron don't have to take the final shot. It can go to AD now.
I mean, these are NBA professional players. I look at it a little bit differently. These guys are supposed to make wide open shots. And if you're supposed to be the guy like AD is, top 5 in the world, I expect him to hit wide open 3-pointers. So for me, I'm just like, yeah, he's supposed to do that. When it comes to legacy, just get the ring. I mean, the shot, yeah, maybe they're going to talk about this as being a shot, but I mean, the Lakers didn't come from 25 down to hit that shot. The Lakers didn't, weren't, they were battling back and forth. Let's be clear. And let's be clear that shot saved LeBron James because he disappeared in the fourth quarter based on the stats. But AD did what he was supposed to do, which is be an all-world superstar that he is, and hit an open 3 to win the game. Kobe.
That's right. He said Kobe. Yeah.
Kobe.
LeBron was pissed off early in the week. He did not get the MVP. That went to Giannis in back-to-back years. Some agree with that. Some disagree with that. But Giannis was getting 30, 15, and 8 in the regular season, which is a regular season award. But LeBron, listen, man, if I'll play advocate, LeBron should he have gotten it. Lakers are 1 seed in the Western Conference, back to the playoffs in 6 years, in the conference finals now for the first time in 10 years. I mean, there is a legit gripe, but my thing is, you take Giannis off the Bucks, are they making the playoffs? To be real, you take LeBron off the LA, are they making the playoffs with Ann Davis?
Listen, it's very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, LeBron, listen to me. It's Denny, baby.
Oh, God.
It's Blanco, baby. Listen to me. It's Blanco, baby. Listen, Bron. Listen.
Yeah, LeBron, listen, your man picked Denver in 7, by the way.
That's all right. I still love you. Regardless, right. I still love you. The fact remains. You have to understand, when you're winning at this level for this this long period of time, people get winner's fatigue. LeBron, it's all right. They're not going to give you MVP every single year, even though you deserve it. Even though an argument can be made every single year, you are top 2, top 3, top 1, whatever the case may be, you will be in the running every single year for MVP because you are that good. But history has shown us the MVP, whether they win it or whether they don't, sometimes the best player doesn't win the award. Shaq has gone through it. Kobe has gone through it.
Michael
Jordan has gone through it. And they've won them shares of MVPs. It's the ones they don't win. Those are the ones that just be like, word Karl Malone, word Charles Barkley, word Steve Nash.
Twice. No, I give Nash 1.
I know 1. 1,000% I give him 1. The second one was shaky, baby.
That should have been Kobe. That should have been Kobe in 06. Listen, I like this convo. I want to stay right here because, as you mentioned, a guy like LeBron should be MVP every year. But he's not going to win it every year. The league is not going to say, all right, LeBron, you're a 10 consecutive time MVP. Like, all right, we got to show some love to other people in the league, right? So with Michael, points, for example, when Michael was at the prime, after Showtime, we're talking like 91, right? And let's say, not counting the years he retired, Jordan could have been MVP 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, 98. But they gave it to Barkley because Phoenix was a first seed in the Western Conference. Oh, wow, that's something brand new. Barkley, first year there. He got into the finals and playoffs, MVP. Meanwhile, Jordan's getting 30 a game, winning 65 plus in Chicago.
Not good enough.
Averaging 41 in the finals against Barkley.
Not good enough.
But then Jordan wins the chip and the finals MVP. Karl Malone in 97. I can't tell you what Karl Malone did in 97 without me looking it up. Jordan, I guarantee you 28, 29, 30 a game.
I'm sure it's like 25 and 12. Yeah, I mean.
Chicago won like 67. Yeah. They won 67 games, I think, in 97 after winning 72 the year prior.
And guess who Jordan gave the business to in the final?
Oh, yeah, Karl Malone. That's why I put the tweet up early in the week saying that Jordan was like, all right, cool. Okay, Karl, you MVP season, but I'm the finals MVP. it don't really matter. That's why in this case with LeBron, it's the fact that, yeah, bro, like, listen, you're not going to win MVP every single time. LeBron can have a gripe still, which in 2011 with Derrick Rose. In that time, Kevin Durant has won MVP, deserved it. Russell Westbrook has won an MVP, average triple-double. James Harden has won an MVP, deserved it. So I'm like, bro, LeBron, you tough.
You listen, Bron, you got to look at it a little bit differently. Bron, you got to look at it like I'm handing out awards during my 17th, 18th year career. I'm handing out MVP awards because I mean, some years I'll win it, some years I don't feel like winning it. So I handed them out to Harden, KD, Westbrook, because I can't win them every year. The voters won't vote for me every year, because they're humans. They're gonna get
right.
Winners fatigue, baby, and that's all right, Bron. That's all right. You are considered the GOAT, and that's what comes with being the GOAT. That.
How the GOAT sound?
Nah.
Yo, look, listen, Michael Jordan in 93, right? Averaged 33 points a game on a round off, 7 rebounds and 5 assists and 3 steals. So 33, 7 and 5 and 3 steals, right? So let's go to Barkley real quick because we have time. Ain't no NBA games on today, so we got time.
No, we got time, baby. We got time.
So Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, all that good stuff. NBA MVP, 26 and 12 and 5. But let's see how many wins they got.
I think 67. I think 67 Phoenix had.
Phoenix won 62 games.
62, okay.
And Chicago in 93, 57.
Yo, bro, it's when people talk about the MVP, most valuable, and then you mentioned
it comes down to record too.
Then you mentioned earlier you was like, oh, if LeBron's taking off here, Giannis taking off here, bro. It's very simple. It's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the Avengers in the box, who would you pick? If you had the Avengers universe in the box, it's a draft. I'm talking about all the Avengers, Thanos in this box. Thanos with all six gems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's in the box. Who are you picking first? LeBron is Thanos.
Yeah.
Who are you picking first every single time? LeBron. You're picking him over Kevin. You're picking him over Kawhi. You're picking him over Curry. You're picking him over Embiid, Joker. You name it. He is the MVP until he retires. He is MVP, the face. He's about to maybe get 2 more chips before it's all said and done. Bro, it comes with the territory, man.
Yeah, but I think also look at the fact that LeBron is 35, still playing at this high level. Most players at 35 after playing 18, 17 years are like dipping.
He's a glitch.
14 a game, 13 a game. LeBron is getting 28 a game, triple doubles.
He's a glitch.
First seed, going to the finals again. Like
he's Neo. He's Neo.
Keanu Reeves.
He's Neo. He knows all the styles. karate, jiu-jitsu.
Mhm. So real quick, Jordan in 97, the year Karl Malone won, right? Jordan 30, 6 and 4.
Light.
And his team won 69 games.
Flight. Not enough.
Not enough. Let me see Karl Malone in 1997.
It's not enough.
1997, 27, 10, and 5 for Karl Malone. And they won 64 games.
Bro.
So how is Karl Malone the MVP over Jordan?
They got tired of seeing Jordan win. They got tired of seeing Jordan win the MVP. And you again, also too, you have to understand it's the I like to call it the eye test.
Mm.
Okay, the eye test. And I know some of you need glasses. Some of you do need some glasses. Some of you are blind, but the eye test. Michael Jordan is the best player, most valuable player in the league for at least 7 to 8 years, between 91 and maybe 96, 97, around that window.
Mm.
He was the best player on the planet for at least 8 to 10 years, close to a decade. Okay?
Pretty much, yeah.
No debate, no dispute, unless you just don't know basketball.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron, maybe next year, man. I don't know. Hey, listen, LeBron, if you get the
you're not gonna win it next year.
It don't matter.
You're not gonna win it next year.
I'm saying if he wins the chip this year, the MVP shit don't matter. Like, what's more
It
important?
absolutely doesn't matter. You're right.
Yeah. So we're halfway there. The Lakers are halfway to the finals. Miami's also halfway to the finals, but they lost game 3. So that was 2-1 Miami. You pick Miami. I pick Boston. Kimba, New York guy over here. So them losing game 3, did you see anything different that Boston did? Do you feel like, I wouldn't say Miami's in trouble, but do you feel like Boston has kind of gained some footing where they can tie the series up and make it 2-2? Or do you feel like Miami will adjust and it'll go to 3-1 after game 4?
I wasn't, to be honest. I didn't catch the last game, Boston and Miami, but clearly the Celtics made some adjustments. The expectation I have is Eric Spoelstra is going to go to the blackboard. He's going to draw a hangman, and then he's going to draw little stars and circles, and then he's going to just say, "Hey, Jimmy, let's go out and do what you do, baby." That's what's going to happen next game. And the game after that, until it's 4 games to I think I called them in. I think I said 7. I did say 7.
7?
I say 6. I think I said 7. But obviously Kemba has to wake up. Do I think that Kemba's going to play great for 4 straight games? The bread has not been in the pudding, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But I don't want to put my money on that. I think I'll put my money on that Miami team where they can generate points from a multitude of ways, as well as they can play defense and adjust as well. So we'll see if they use more zone. We'll see if they stick to the man. But I'm still confident in that Miami team, that Pat Riley swag. I'm still confident, very, very confident. More confident than Denver. Shoot.
Define the Pat Riley swag.
Pat Riley swag, man. You know what I mean? You gotta. You gotta know you're a winner. You gotta know you're a winner. You gotta act like you're a winner.
You gotta dress like one.
You gotta dress like one. And you gotta talk. You gotta talk like one. It all comes down with the swag, and everybody on that team comes from some form of they didn't like me, or they don't remember the swag that I got. You know what I mean? Hero, Kentucky, swag. Bam Bam, Kentucky, swag. Jimmy Butler, they don't know who I am, so I'm going to keep proving to them. Swag. Then you got my man from I don't think he's not Serbian. He's, I think, Croatian. Dragic? Is Dragic is Dragic Luka from the same place? I got to look that up.
Swag, no matter what, swag.
Yeah, Dragic. All these players, man, on this team, they just know they take from Jimmy, who's exactly from, they take from Pat Riley, and same thing with Eric Spoelstra. They all know that Miami's a winning culture. No different than the Lakers. No different than, Golden State. It just comes with it's in the blood. It's in the whole entire organization.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't understand why Jimmy didn't play that much in the fourth quarter. Maybe he was hurt. I don't know. Um, I think getting Hayward back was key. I'm not saying they won because of him. I'm saying an addition of a guy who can get you 15, 18 points a game um, is good because now you put him with the Marcus Smart, with Tatum, with Brown and Kimba. Um, as long as Kimba's playing well, he's the motor guy to get them going. Tatum's got to continue doing what he's doing, but Miami's tough, man. No matter what they took one L against Milwaukee, they came right back. They took one L against Boston, they can come right back. So as of right now, we're headed to a Lakers Miami finals, which is if it happens, I'm cool with. If you want that LeBron Miami storyline back and forth, if you want a traditional NBA finals, like an old throwback classic, you want Boston and the Lakers. Denver's gonna have their work cut out for them to get back in the series. But I think either way, I think Game 4 tomorrow with Miami Boston gonna be crucial. If Miami wins Game 4, then that might be too much for Boston.
Look, Randy, don't matter who wins. What matters is we get the best competition, we get the best kind of basketball. And what I noticed too, also, to be honest, there were many plays that have been made during these playoffs that could not be made if it was a traditional arena. If you get my drift, all right. You got guys literally like the Jimmy Butler save. Jimmy Butler saves a ball going out of bounds, goes out of bounds 4 steps, keeps running towards his rim, catches the ball, and dunks it. That does not happen in a regular arena game with those seats. He's in the stands. He's not coming back in. And that play, that was one of maybe three or four plays that gave them the win that game. If you recall what I'm talking about, Randy.
Right.
So, this bubble has given us some great basketball. And I could just imagine Curry just, being able to step all the way back out of bounds without having to worry to step on somebody's, ankle or leg or photographer, etc. So it's just interesting what we're seeing in the bubble going forward.
I know we'll have some plans once the NBA finals come. Gonna try to get some guests on here to preview it. It don't matter who's in the finals. We're gonna do that for you guys, for the Balls Life family, for all supporting us. Got some little changes coming up to the podcast the next week or so. Everybody will find that out once it happens. I know we're gonna keep It's in the Game going until the season is over, maybe through the draft and free agency. Then we'll bring back the Retro Room podcast, which is going on season 4. Probably looking at October. I know Denny's been on, talk about some old throwback conversations and whatnot, a bunch of what ifs. So if you haven't checked out the Retro Room, go ahead, check it out on the Ball is Life Podcast Network, if not the Cruise Control Podcast Network. So with that and other shows coming back, with the Retro Room, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about that's out there that we haven't even touched yet in 3 years, in the 3 seasons. What are some things that we haven't spoken about that you feel like would be a topic on the show that you think will get the people like, oh shit, man, I want to sit down and watch this one?
Retro Room?
Retro Room.
Maybe we can talk about sneaker design.
Okay.
How over a period of time, basketball sneakers have changed from serious. It basically has gone from flat sneakers to very serious high top bubble heavy sneaker to now kind of a majority. I mean, it depends on which sneaker you're talking about, but majority sneakers are now low cut. More guard oriented, more guard in terms of how the sneaker's made as opposed to the big man, if you will. So we can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about retro offenses and defenses, how things have changed where I was thinking about it the other day. I was just like, oh, like the last Denver play with Mason Plumlee, how back in the day, strategy would be defense-wise to never switch a pick and roll. They never switched pick and rolls back in the day. You always had to fight over pick and roll. Now it's switching everything, which I don't see an advantage in some instances. I do, some I do not. Only when it's big man, little man, that's when a switch can be made. Other than that, I don't see it. So we can talk about that. We can talk about a litany of things that's scope.
I got two in my head real quick. I got two. One would be the Run TMC era in the Warriors with Tim Hardaway, Mullen, and Mitch Richmond. I know everybody knows about the Warriors now, but you got to know what the Warriors were back in the day, 30 years ago, even before Spree and Weber got there. Run TMC was like the shit, the killer crossover. Everybody talks about who has the best crossover. It's AI, it's Jamal Crawford, and it's definitely Tim Hardaway. So that's the part I want to bring back. Like, let's not forget about Tim Hardaway. Chris Mullin, remember him? Yeah, that guy. Mitch Richmond, a killer.
Was Don Nelson the coach? Was Don Nelson the coach still?
Oh man, was Don Nelson the coach?
Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know offhand.
Let me see. Coach of TMC.
Yeah, we're talking like 90, 91, 89.
Don Nelson, 90, 91. Don Nelson. Yeah. So people forget Don Nelson. It wasn't D'Antoni, man.
No.
It was Don Nelson who was the originator of, you know what? They're going to out-rebound us anyway. Go play little. Shoot as many shots as you want. Let's see what we can do. He was the originator. That was the first that I seen. Then obviously D'Antoni took it to another place.
I think people should know, like, the Retro Room is, one of my favorite podcasts because, one, people my age and Denny's age, and we've seen what basketball was 20, 30 years ago compared to what it is now. And there are so many topics and what ifs and scenarios that we go back and say, damn, man, like, what if from the Bulls era, even before that with the Lakers and the Pistons, I may not go that far back, but I'm like 80s and up. So it was one day, like, I'm like doing a show. I'm just, why can't I just talk about throwback basketball? Why can't I do a show about throwback basketball? Current stuff is cool, but it's like everybody's doing it. It's like 8 million shows about current basketball.
Sure.
And what about this? So I called you up. I called some other people's up, and I said, let's start doing this show, the Retro Room. I'll give you topics, and we'll go from there. So 3 seasons gone by. I've done everything from like the 90s Bulls to AI and Philly to the Shaq and Kobe era to the Patrick Ewing era and the Knicks, so forth. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so. It's going to be on video now, so I know that'll be extra special. And I think the final thing I'll say, the one topic I definitely want to do.
What's that?
It's going to be, I would say, with you and our homegirl Samara. So it's going to be on the WNBA. So like how they got started back 23 years ago, they started.
Mm-hmm.
And like just how it evolved, where we at now from what it was, the impact, the legacy. So I know we always talk about the NBA and the guys, but I think that's the one show I want to do, and just to highlight that and, just the legacy and the impact of it, because it definitely has an impact on today. So
a lot of, you have a lot of, I call them smart guys. A lot of smart guys out there who think the WNBA is not a sport that's meaningful, if you will. Mm-hmm. But when I tell you that the WNBA is big time, and you have players that are actually, they're not a joke. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Parker, Candace Parker. These women are not a joke, and Cheryl Swoops back in the day. Cooper. Lisa Leslie. These are names that you can go and look up some tape, and they were giving some people some work. The business,
absolutely
hard business. So
Maya Moore is tough too.
Maya Moore, shout out to her. Maya Moore, salute to her and all she's doing. But yeah, Maya Moore was. Listen, you talking about complete package when it comes to scoring. There wasn't too many that Maya Moore. Not too many people that Maya Moore is better. Not too many people better than Maya Moore. So, but WNBA is dope, and you're gonna have generations upon generations of dope women basketball players coming in and going to work. So, I can't wait.
So whenever we do that show, I want you to prepare now. The one question I'm gonna ask. 23 years in the game, Mount Rushmore of WNBA. That's the one you don't got to answer now, but that's the one question before we end that show.
I have two.
You have two already?
Yeah.
Automatic locks?
Yeah, locks. It's not even.
Already carved in the stone already?
100%. I mean, you got people that don't argue. I'll give you two because for the preview, so you can leave with the two.
Can I guess?
Yes. First one. Go ahead. It's two. I said I was gonna pick two. Yeah, 2 out of the 4.
Taurasi?
No.
Oh wow. Ooh. Yeah, spicy already.
She's a forward center.
Okay. Cheryl Swoops?
No.
Damn. Cooper's
a guard.
I'm saying I'm
Cooper.
saying
I have Cooper and Lisa Leslie for top 2.
Leslie.
You can argue. You can try and take Lisa Leslie or Cooper off.
We're gonna.
But it's going to be very, very hard to do. And the other two, I'm leaning on a couple of people. But those two right there, when you talk about WNBA basketball, what it was synonymous with when it first started, the championships they won, the kind of basketball they were actually playing, it wasn't just your fly-by-night basketball. No, they were playing some great basketball, and those two, I think, ushered in. It was kind of like for me, your Dr. J, your Magic Johnson, your Larry Bird, your Michael Jordan, your Kobe Bryant, your Shaq. You know what I'm saying? That's the lineage how I went. For me, it was Lisa Leslie, then Coop, and then the other two we can argue.
So the other two we'll save because your current two might change by the time we do the show.
I don't think so. That's gonna be hard to pull them off.
I think Taurasi is not a bad answer either.
No, not at all. I mean, I wouldn't mind if she was. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if she was third, and my fourth could be, my fourth is gonna be a little difficult. But Diana Taurasi, yeah. I mean, you could pick a lot of girls from UConn.
Yeah, Breonna Stewart already.
Dogs, you can pick a lot of girls from UConn. You pick a starting 5 from UConn. All WNBA starting 5 from UConn.
Yo, she won every year.
All 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Dogs. They not. She's not a game. Stewart. She's not a game.
No, she a truth. She's
not a game. Yeah. So it's dope. It's dope seeing good basketball from whoever it is. I like good basketball.
So we got game 2 covered. Lakers Denver. We spoke about game 4 coming up. Miami Boston. This whole MVP talk and preview of the Retro Room coming up in October. Denny Blanco, always appreciate you coming on the show. Always appreciate your support. You can follow Denny on both Instagram and Twitter at I am Denny Blanco. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, the letter J, CRUZ. You can always find the podcast on the Ball is Life Podcast Network on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and the video version of the podcast on the Cruise Control Podcast Network. Denny Blanco, my man, always appreciate it.
Ball is life.
Yes, sir. You're a fake Brooklyn Net fan. So look, are you gonna wear that hat every single show now? I mean, I got a throwback Sonic joint, but you know,
I'll put on my Yankee one for you next time, Yard.
oh yeah. Well, good luck in the playoffs too. All right, man. We out.
Later.